Good afternoon. I promised to keep my time to 10 minutes or so. So I will be brief, but I wanted to start with basically a summary of the conversation that I had with Caroline just before I joined the line. We were speaking about different approaches, and obviously, as my job title demonstrates, I'm accountable for Vodafone Group corporate responsibility reporting, which is very much around identifying material issues, engaging with stakeholders, knowing what they want to hear, and then reporting annually. Caroline was asking me, well, I've heard that you have won some awards for your CR reporting. What do you think about the guidance, GRI, doubts, and etc., etc. And I was basically sharing with her that we do what we think suits better our stakeholders, but we don't really follow the guidance. Also, what I come to speak to you about today is something quite different from that exercise. I would label that exercise as a seasonal thing that we need to go through every year to really supply our stakeholders with very informative data, but most of all, to really get some formality to our processes. It's about the internal discussions that demands, that will raise the awareness around CR, that will force all our top managers to really look at corporate responsibility as a discipline with value to the company. This that I'm going to describe is a lot more exciting, so there's no plan associated with this. We have started to do this to understand really the impact of our technology, so never the impact of Vodafone. We never segregated Vodafone from the sector, from the industry. And by doing this, we were able not only to understand the impact of our technology, but also the potential. And so I'm going a step further and also describe to you what we have done after having found these results. So, around Vodafone and around our technology, obviously there are big expectations. Mobile telephony has rapidly grew in the last 2 decades to becoming now a technology that we cannot live without. We are serving 2/3 of the world population. Vodafone itself has 5% of the world's population as its direct customers, so we 300,000 customers worldwide. The split is about like Anglo or one million. We still have a bigger footprint in developed markets. It's probably between 70 and 30%, but the emerging markets are rapidly catching up, and just our Indian operation, we are adding around 1.3 million customers. So obviously, catching up very rapidly. In 2002-2003, we started to look at the data collection rates and obviously understand that there was something happening in the global situation. The mobile phones were really being adopted by people that we thought we don't have the right educational background or especially the economic status to really afford to have a mobile phone, and we didn't understand why. So we, and added to that, we were also going to do conferences and debating the reasons for what had happened. But the fact was that we didn't have complete results, we didn't have complete scientific research to support our perceptions of the perception of society. So we started then a program that we call the Vodafone Panel Research. Basically, we have invited leading researchers, academics, and stakeholders to come in the panel and advise us on the best way for us to really research the impact of mobile telephony. We have invited a really Diane Collar with us in this audience to come and share the panel for us. And since 2004, 5 years ago, Diane came and basically with people representing different universities, development agencies, relevant stakeholders, we started to look at the scope of research that we have to do. So far, we have produced 9 reports covering not only different regions, so we have covered Africa, 2019, because I will show you on the 9th of January. But we have also covered different areas where mobile phones can have an impact and have had an impact, then have a potential for further impact. Areas such as health, mobile banking, education, etc. So what have we done? Well, let me show you some of the findings. Main findings are not only on the economic side, but also on the social side. So things are just people well. So whenever we were looking at a social media platform, we are using question and stuff. So I thought the C panel, they don't know that research. We then jointly allocate the commission research to independent bodies to go around the world and they do the research and stuff. So normally each report contains 5 to 6 papers looking at different topics, and these papers have been done by NGOs, think tanks, universities, etc. And that obviously guarantees the independency that is obviously necessary. So in terms, I've aggregated some of the results, and the main findings in the economic terms are really the relation between mobile phone penetration and GDP growth. Obviously, when we first confirmed this, because this was something that we could see, but when we first confirmed this in 2004, this was a work from my professor, Leonard Vodafone at the Vodafone Business Group then, and the growth was considerable, but curiously, 4 years after, Deloitte has replicated the same study, and they have found an increased growth. And the reasons for that were basically the fact that the penetration, the relation between penetration and growth is not really linear, but it's exponential. So, and that was confirmed again in the study. We now know that there is let's say, a threshold level, 25% penetration that really promotes the interaction and really picks off the economic activities to the one that GDP really starts growing considerably. Considerable benefits to small businesses as well. People are very young, especially in the emerging markets, that the use of mobile telephony to share information and to conduct further business, to seek employment, is something that was evident in all studies. The benefits of telecommunications can be restricted by the lack of infrastructure. So one example that is often given is that we can have all the farmers' market prices, but if you don't have the road data to that specific market that is paying the highest price, then we will obviously be bad from doing it. More profitability, and on the social side, obviously the social behavior of having a well-being around, strengthening the sense of well-being, promoting stability within communities, and greater human interaction. Looking at these very high-level findings and some of the areas that were studied, we have decided obviously to take these findings in-house and really try to understand what we could do in terms of design and deploying new products and services. One of the areas that was identified as almost a low-hanging fruit was really mobile finance, mobile banking, mobile payments. And looking again at the one that we were providing coverage there, we basically have networks that cover 2/3 of the population. 1/3 is regularly using, one other third is not using it at all. So we need to also trickle the benefits to the very base of the pyramid. The challenges to overcome have been covered during some of the studies. So we knew that business models were different. We knew that we were facing different business models. We were facing different constraints. We needed to understand the local variables so that we could build the right products. And then with the help of Curiosity, we were able to start looking at a complete product that is used and well-known some of us called Handclaser. And this product was developed coming out of the results of the study, looking at the huge need to provide people that are unbanked the ability to access banking services. And then there was something inside the book that really tried to treat that the idea that we would have to deliver on this need. That this would also be a great advantage to the business. Obviously, as you can understand, there's lots of struggle always to find capital and the priorities of the business, especially then, where we will still be quite lots of coverage, were not in the way that we would get easy funding for this product or service. It was by applying DFID investment funding, and the fact that DFID acknowledged that this would be a great way to impact on the socio-economic conditions of the country, that in fact our top managers became aware that didn't know actually very well. So it was because we attracted funding from DFID that we finally were able to get resources from Vodafone to develop and deploy the service. This service has been deployed 2 years ago in Kenya, has now over 4,500,000 customers. It has in fact connected, I will not touch on most of this, but has in fact connected lots of Kenyans and made available cash transactions that were not available before, and is now seen as one of the most renowned brands in Kenya. If you look at the latest studies conducted in the country by the financial sector for living interest, and that's something that I want to point out as well. Because within the C panel, we have recently discussed the need to follow up on our study. So the high-level study has identified areas within each area, we have identified problems, and it would be nice to go back and really study the impact of the products rather than deploy these products. But previously, we now do not have this need because there's lots of players willing to do those research for us. So, and MPS has been a case study for lots of, especially financial institutions looking at the complete impact of mobile telephony in reaching impact. So, as you can see from this graph, MPS and users are a lot more of the people that do not have access to finance before. And curiously, M-Pesa has become the primary method of sending money in the country. So it has overcome the traditional ways of sending money and is now something of really importance to the Kenyan society. To the point that recently the finance minister the Kenyan finance minister had some doubts about the regulation, and there was a clear general public support for obviously maintaining the service. So, just to conclude, basically our approach was different. We looked at the sector's impact. From the sector's impact, we tried to understand where we could enhance the impact and obviously find new revenue streams for the business. We have developed some products and services, and we are now going back to see the impact of some of those products that we have identified.